here we are outside Gracie Mansion. Look, there's a guy here. He'd be perfect. He could watch the intake. You get the mayor's, one of his lesser expensive SUVs. Actually, you got 3 SUVs in there. Carl Schurz Park, perfect location for a migrant center, 15 acres. And I'm sure Carl Schurz himself would approve, absolutely approve. He was a revolutionary. This is a revolutionary time. So here you have the mayor's house. They got the police barriers handy already. Gracie Mansion, where he and, according to himself, ghosts reside.
There's ghosts?
Definitely you hear them.
Over here in this 15-acre park, you have all of this area that could be turned into a tent city. You would see this is not only in terms of space allocation, a great location, it is a great motivator and a great example for the rest of the city as they shoulder their share of migrant centers. That powers that be welcome these migrant centers here as well. Plus this park has bath facilities after the migrants are processed in the intake center right down this path over here. Look at this. Isn't this fantastic? So right down here in this little area, you could set up a help center for the, I don't know, the deputy mayor of communications or, you know, whomever.
Remember, the last year and 3 months, 4 months, we have put 100,000 people, 101,000 people, giving them shelter, food, care, and more. And
they can help the migrants get organized in the park, which can be turned into a tent city. This is perfect. There's no egress at all from here. So you can basically guard it. And this could be your intake center. Now over here, this is where we were, and this is where our intake center is, right down there. Form a line going in, a line going out. They can go reside over by the mayor, or they can go down this path, leads to another expanse of potential tent city land. These people don't need to recreate. We need space for migrants based on being a sanctuary city right across the street with these views. People can look down on their policy and understand what it has reaped. This is a fantastic idea. Look at all this space. Look at that dog. Hey, how you doing? It won't be your park much longer. I mean, normally I don't see color, but now that I'm looking for color, I don't see any color except white. Little tan, mostly white, pure white. Ghosty white, shouldn't be out in the sun without serious sunblock on. And I'm sure these people would absolutely welcome migrants. I hope Eric Adams thought this through while he was in Israel. This is such a perfect location. You've got all of these areas. For example, here, you can give them their work permits when Joe Biden gets around to it. It should get President Biden's attention, even if he's asleep most of the day. At some point, like President Biden is about in the shape of this person here. And he's making these decisions, which probably is why New York City has this problem, but I digress. But in the meantime, they can live in this fabulous tent city / intake center. And right here on 86th, you can bust them in from the Port Authority. Actually, this is a better location for the intake center because they can exit. That depends on what you need. I guess the men of military age, you might want to check out in a secure location. You can use this for the children and families. Perfect. Look at all this space. And there's a playground right up here. Just perfect. I am shocked Keith Powers and Justin Brannon haven't thought about this yet. I mean, those are 2 guys totally on top of their game. Ugh. Look at this space. You got a dog park here. All this land could be a tent city. All of it. I'm telling you, Keith and Justin, you 2 are missing it. And you'll be able to focus the mayor on this issue in a very unique way if you process everything out of here. Now, this is the best part. This place has a fantastic view. When the migrants get tired and need a break from being migrants in the tent city, they can go out here on the East River, reflect.
At the end of the day, you light a cigar and have a glass of cognac and you can just sit back and reflect.
See, and you even have boat access here, which could be fantastic if you decide to just skip the buses in the Port Authority. You can bring them directly into the Carl Schurz Migrant Intake Center. And you can tell the people here, they will embrace this concept. You can just tell. Diversity is what they're all about. Absolutely. And look at this. Look at all this property here. 15 acres. 15 acres. So migrants, that cannot be a problem. Look at these people. Don't you think they would welcome some migrants in their park? Absolutely. It doesn't just have to be Staten Island, Queens, Brooklyn. Bring them over here, as Kathy says.
Join us. Join us.
Perfect. And of course you also have security. NYPD doesn't have the new badging yet, but as you can see, that is an outstanding symbol of the neuterization of the NYPD. And here you've got, Gracie Mansion is all cameraed up already. The mayor's right here. He can just skip right over to the Migrant Intake Center and issue policy proclamations. No need to travel in a gas-guzzling SUV. And look, the tents in here, they're also prohibited from having anyone non-family or in this place, but I'm sure they can bypass that too and turn this into a migrant center as well. We've got a tent in there already. It's perfect. Over here, this location is wrapped around the northern side of Gracie Mansion. And this would be fabulous too. You've got all of these pathways and staircases that migrants can be processed in an orderly fashion instead of being out on the streets. See, this is an example. See how orderly that is? Yeah, but you see how these paths can force an orderly line and prevent the streets from being slept on. This is the solution. I wonder how many migrants you can put on 15 acres. Somebody must know. I'm sure there's some city planner who can figure this out. Cameras are already here. Perfect place for kids. Absolutely great.